Hi everyone, and welcome to my book review, A Million Little Pieces by James Frey. This book is maybe 5 or 6 years old, and I picked it up for the first time a few months ago to read. Now, when I picked it up to read, I decided to view it as a realistic fiction rather than the memoir that is presented as, just because, as everyone knows, the author didn't exactly stick to the facts at all times about his stay in rehab, though he did actually stay in rehab. So some of this might have been based on the truth. But when I picked up this book, what immediately drew me in was not only the title, but it was also the beginning of the book. Because immediately you are presented with a character who is a mess. He is on a plane with 4 teeth knocked out, he has bruises all over his face, and he is being shipped to rehab. And it just gets you wondering, okay, what happened to this person? You want to keep reading. So as the book goes on, it is told in the first person through the main character, which is James Frey. And it talks about his 6 weeks in rehab. You start off the book talking about his routines. He has a very regimented meal schedule. He has to meet with therapists. He has to meet with doctors. He has to get his teeth fixed. And he has to attend a lot of lectures. And you see this experience through James's eyes. And as the book goes on and it talks about his routine, you get to learn more about James through his actions and through what he talks about in the book. Now, as the book goes on, he has a lot of highs and lows, as a lot of people do when they're going through treatment. He has some good days, he has some bad days, but you can tell, or I could tell, that overall he was getting better throughout the course of the book as time went on, because he made a friend, he made a love interest with a girl named Lily there, and he started to have better, more substantial conversations with other characters. So the author doesn't explicitly tell you that James is getting better. You kind of discern that for yourself just by his actions, which I liked. As you read, you get to learn a little bit more about James. We're talking about a character who has been drinking alcohol since the age of 10, doing drugs since the age of 13. He's 23 now. So we're talking 13 years of substance abuse here that he is fighting against for his life, really. And you also learn a little bit more about his family. Now, his family was a little bit more of an interesting piece to this puzzle, because they are presented as a very normal, intact family. His parents are still married. They come and they attend his AA meetings with him, his 12-step program with him. His brother is a functional adult with a job. And you're left really wondering why James is the way he is. And the author kind of lets you think about that yourself. He doesn't explicitly say that. And it kind of, drives home the point that sometimes you can have excellent parents and still end up, with some problems down the road for various reasons, be it influences in school, be it friends you hang out with, or whichever. The book ends when James leaves rehab, and it's just really it's James's journey to getting better. Now, my only complaint about this book, it was a little over 400 pages. It probably took me 2 weeks to read or whatnot. My only complaint about the book was the writing style is a little tough to get used to. The sentence structure is, I thought, a little unorthodox, and sometimes there weren't really paragraphs, so it took me maybe 2 chapters to get used to the writing style, but it was still difficult to follow at times. But other than that, I thought it was a worthwhile read. Again, if it's not a true memoir, and if you might find it's not worth it to read if you really want to read a memoir and it's not based on truth. So you may or may not find it worth to read if you're looking for something that's fact. But overall, as a fiction, I thought it was worth it. Thank you.